Please welcome Rayan Elsharkawi, member of the class of 2019.
Your Highnesses, Your Excellencies, Mr. Berkeley, President Hamilton, Vice Chancellor Bloom, esteemed faculty, distinguished guests, friends and families, and the class of 2019. Welcome and Ramadan Kareem. Thank you so much for being here with us today as we celebrate our 4 years at NYU Abu Dhabi. Growing up with a single father, my family struggled financially, and so consistency was almost non-existent. However, the one thing my father ensured was consistent was my education. Despite financial hardship, he persistently strived to keep me in one of the best schools in Egypt, because like this nation's leaders, he firmly believed in the pricelessness of education. He'd always say, "The money I lost, I can recover, but the years you could lose learning are unrecoverable." The absence of guided education would have been irreversible for me. Trying to picture what my life would have been like had I stayed back home and not been fortunate enough to NYU Abu Dhabi, I would have received a decent education in the classroom, but not outside. The only George I would have known would have been in the States. No mock Pakistani wedding to RSVP 2, no chicken tikka masala for lunch, no one-on-one collaboration with my professors on research, no pursuit of my passions beyond my major, no multicultural picture with my friends on a grass patch, and don't even get me started on what my Instagram page would have looked like then. It is because of my father's resilience that I am here today. And actually, he deserves the NYU AD degree much more than I do, because he's been with me throughout these 4 years, through every exam, internship, and rejection, even when I would put him on hold to submit an assignment at 11:59. And I think we can all relate to this, because in addition to my father, I've created an incredibly close and resilient family here in Saadiyat, who has supported me with both my academic endeavors and my personal struggles. And so what does this resilience look like on campus? It's in continuously proving that we're worthy of the privilege we're lucky to have, in overcoming mental health battles as we adapt to new environments and cultures, in using our backgrounds to globalize our education, in consistently establishing NYU AD's names in companies and grad schools, having the first football team to reach semifinals this year, and building the first student-led sustainable home thanks to the Solar Decathlon team. These are just a few of the countless examples of resilience at NYU AD. And so, my dear family, I want to share the spirit of resilience with you, and I hope you use it to contribute to the vision of both the university and the UAE, to foster cultural consciousness and a global network tied to the Middle East, to develop research and build knowledge-based economies, and to tackle global challenges from all fields. Now, I want to ask you a bit of a personal question. Who here has relationship issues or commitment issues? Who here is long-distance relationship phobic? I'm pretty sure way more of you are. I started my first long-distance relationship the day I came to NYU Abu Dhabi, and it was with my family. My father had made me promise to consistently keep in touch, particularly with my younger sister. It was one of his 2 terms for a long-distance relationship. That and obtaining a GPA of at least 3.8. Lol. Being consistent with it was tough though. Adjusting to the different time zones, spam dialing each other for 15 minutes before connecting because thanks NYU Wi-Fi, missing a birthday but blowing out virtual candles together, celebrating how my grandma beat cancer, or even hearing arguments about how she won't stop feeding my fat cat. It was only the first time when I came to NYU AD that I had a cultural shock. But why was it that every time I went home, I repeatedly had mini cultural shocks over and over? The place didn't change, nor did the people. It was me. Long distance is weird. I clashed with my friends and my parents on multiple occasions on cultural, religious, and lifestyle matters. You can't wear the pants, they said. I said, well, what about ripped jeans? You're too independent, so when are you getting married, they said. I'm married to my career, thank you very much. In dealing with such interactions, it's very easy to identify the other end as ignorant. But part of our responsibility is to not take that easy way out. Unlike most members of our home communities, we've been extremely fortunate to have had the opportunity to step foot into multiple worlds and to grow our minds here. And because of this, we really need to think about how we can extend our worldview over to our homes, how we can integrate some of what we've learned into local contexts, which we were once entirely native to. Despite the differences in our opinions on various topics, one good thing about our long-distance relationship is that every time I called home, we picked up where we left off. And the same can be said about all the times I called my NYU AD family, all the long-distance friendships that we, as a class of 2019, maintained while studying abroad, sometimes not seeing our good friends for 2 whole years. I find it crazy how all of us, all these tiny specks with different past and present experiences from all over the world, managed to do it. We each grew in our own ways, molded by the wonderful opportunities we've had the privilege of receiving and experiencing. But what allowed us to strengthen our long-distance bonds was the fact that we all grew in parallel. While there was no singular NYU AD journey, our values, whether we developed them in A2 or A6, on the football field or in Capstone Corner, in the Super Lab or in the Black Box, have constructed our shared experience. This nation's leaders have further strengthened our values by bringing all of us together in this year, more like years of tolerance. Being an NYU AD student is much more than carrying the bookstore tote bag like it's the most fashionable item down the High Line. It's more than migrating D2 to Abdel Wahab on Tuesdays and to Circle Cafe on weekends. It's in the family of resilience that we've established here on campus. It's in how proactively we support one another, how we follow up on our friends' interviews, how we mentor underclassmen after they panic, once they panic when we ask them, "What's your major?" How we treat each other to meal swipes, how we agree to disagree, how we adapt to new environments, learn to operate within their cultural boundaries, and thrive in them. It's also in how disciplined we are. Never in my life have I seen students stay up until 4 a.m. on Friday and then greet them the next morning in the library at 9 a.m., caffeinated and dedicated. On that note, thank you to the convenience store for sponsoring the juice, the DJ Sig for their very diverse music that somehow always circles back to reggaeton, and Rez Zed for their guest appearances. On that note, thank you to the United Arab Emirates and its leaders for giving us this unparalleled experience and for generously welcoming us with open arms. Thank you to all the faculty and administrative staff for stimulating our minds, supporting our passions, and allowing us to mold our global perspectives here with you. Thank you to all the staff for always smiling at us, ensuring our well-being, and for making the 4 years here wholesome. To all our family members, whether you are here today or are live streaming this ceremony, you are sharing the NYU AD degree with us, and your names will be forever imprinted on that diploma. Now, let's take a bit of a walk down memory lane and go back to candidate weekend. We were all those high school students concerned with not just excelling academically, but with creating an impact. And I'd like to take this opportunity to remind the class of 2019 of those early dreams and of the privilege of having the resources to jumpstart them. But one tip, don't be overachievers. Seriously, stop achieving things and start accomplishing things. We have so many amazing achievers among us, people who have won prestigious titles or awards or secured jobs at top firms, confirming their portrayal of success. But how many of those achievements are accomplishments, things that are meaningful to you personally and can be extended to those around you? An accomplishment can be as simple as understanding someone's perspective in a conversation or giving them insight into the worldview that you've been privileged to have developed here. Please don't let others' accomplishments become your achievements. Accomplishments are important as you move in your lives, as you move forward in your lives, because they're a stepping stone in the right direction, and that's your direction. Now, whether you did a million things or one thing, we've all had these opportunities to grow and learn. Every single one of our paths has been different, but we've all arrived at the same destination. We're all here now, about to walk across the stage and receive this blank piece of paper behind me. The question is, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to maintain your long-distance relationships? Are you going to extend your worldview to your homes? Are you going to pass on your resilience elsewhere? Going forward, I invite you to think about what you've earned versus what you've accomplished. And while NYU AD's mission is to make the next generation of global leaders, I hope you also make NYU AD the blueprint of all forthcoming change. Our university is a microcosm of what global societies should strive to attain. But also, it consists of all of us, all these tiny specks from all over the world who bring the best from their home countries to make this liberal arts education at the forefront of tackling global issues. Remember what my father said: the years we could have lost and could lose learning are unrecoverable. Essentially, our role now is to become full-time global leaders, a term we repeatedly ridiculed because of our denial about our capabilities, our privilege, and our responsibility to uplift the most marginalized members of our communities, but a term we are coming to embrace slowly but surely. Genuinely, I'm not worried about each and every one of you, not one bit, because each of you has an incredible amount of resilience, a whole family of it, and I hope you use this resilience to pay it forward, to continue to foster the NYU AD family spirit, both in Faiza's nest and wherever we may fly. Thank you.